The President of the United States of America, Mr. Donald J. Trump, is once again making history. Whether you like it or not, Donald Trump was simply raised by God.
Hi, I'm Shane Cias. I've been a Christian my whole life, and Jesus means everything to me. When I was in 5th grade, my school forced me to teach my kindergarten buddy about changing his gender using a book called My Shadow is Pink.
Donald Trump has just rolled out an initiative that is called Americans Praise, declaring that the United States of America is one nation united under God. This very initiative of America Praise, according to Donald Trump, will be launched at the Museum of the Bible. This is in accordance in preparation for the celebration of 250th anniversary of the United States of America, or what you can call the 250th birthday since the signing of the Declaration of Independence of the great country, United States of America, since the year 4th of July, 1776. Donald Trump has reinforced, saying that this is part of the principles of the founding of the great nation, United States of America, that prayer has been part and parcel of the foundational stone of the United States of America, maintaining that henceforth that the Americans must rise up to pray for America and Americans, that the people must rise up, make out time at least once every week to pray for America and Americans.
Next year we will celebrate 250 years since that declaration was signed as part of the grand, well, this is really a commemoration like I think we're going to try and do a commemoration like nobody's ever seen before, but we've invited America's great faith communities to pray for our nation and for our people and for peace in the world, and it's going to be an amazing time. We're going to have an amazing time. We have the Olympics, we have the World Cup, and we have 250, okay? The Super Centennial, as our mandate says. We're bringing back religion in our country, and we're bringing it back quickly and strongly. Because for America to be a great nation, we must always be one nation under God, a phrase that they would like to get rid of, the radical left. But Ben, I don't think we're going to let them get rid of that, right? We're not letting them get rid of that.
In view of all of this, Donald Trump has also rolled out a new guideline that will allow prayers to be said or prayed in public schools in the United States of America. Do not forget that over time, as a result of the woke narrative, which has taken over, most part of the West, that people are no longer allowed to profess their faith in public, especially in schools. Rather, you begin to hear situations where younger children, kids, are being exposed to books and publications that gives them opportunity of changing and making the choices of gender at a very tender age. And this is one of the cardinal reasons why the President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump, brought onto the stage a 12-year-old boy who persistently fought back in his school when he was being exposed to a book that allows him to decide whether to be a man or to be a woman. Listen to that very testimony.
Hi, I'm Shane Cias. I've been a Christian my whole life, and Jesus means everything to me. When I was in 5th grade, my school forced me to teach my kindergarten buddy about changing his gender using a book called My Shadow is Pink. The book said you can choose your gender based on feelings instead of how God made us. I knew this was not right, but I was afraid of getting in trouble. After my family spoke up, the school treated us badly, and kids started bullying me and my brother because of our faith. And the school did nothing to stop it. It hurt a lot, but I kept trusting God. I believe kids like me should be able to live our faith at school without being forced to go against what we believe. I hope no other family has to go through what mine did. Thank you.
Thank you, Shay. Great job. That was delivered well, wasn't it?
Do not equally forget that after Donald Trump won the election in the last year, Donald Trump reassured America and Americans that he is going to protect religious liberty. I can tell you, this is exactly part of his campaign promises, and he's going very frugal with making sure that every bit of the promises he made about religious freedom is fulfilled. Listen to Donald Trump.
We will get critical race theory and transgender insanity the hell out of our schools. And we will keep men out of women's sports. I will defend religious liberty, I will restore free speech, and I will defend the right to keep and bear arms. Our Second Amendment is under siege. It is my plan to stop the chemical, physical, and emotional mutilation of our youth. On day one, I will revoke Joe Biden's cruel policies on so-called gender-affirming care. Ridiculous. A process that includes giving kids puberty blockers, mutating their physical appearance, and ultimately performing surgery on minor children. Can you believe this? I will sign a new executive order instructing every federal agency to cease all programs that promote the concept of sex and gender transition at any age. I will then ask Congress to permanently stop federal taxpayer dollars from being used to promote or pay for these procedures and pass a law prohibiting child sexual mutilation in all 50 states. It'll go very quickly.
In view of all of this, Donald Trump has equally re-emphasized that the time for the wokeness virus is over in the United States of America. That time is gone when people will be compelled to begin to make the decisions of changing their gender. Let's assume you have a female child. That child being compelled by the society or by the school to decide to become a man, or a man deciding to become a woman. Listen to that.
The woke agenda is practically gone. It's deep-seated. We have to make sure it's out. It's very bad. It's like a weed. You think you killed it, and then it starts growing again. So we have to be careful.
Well, like I've always told people, time and chance or time and season happens to all men. And if you are a Catholic and you follow religiously the order of the liturgy, if you're very conversant also with the Eucharistic celebration, there is a prayer segment that the Reverend Father or the priest usually says. I may not quote it exactly, but that prayer says something like this, that from ages to ages, that God keep raising for himself perfect men and women, from the rising of the sun to the setting of the sun, that a perfect offering may be made to his holy name. Whether you like it or not, Donald Trump was engineered or brought by God not only to change the dynamics of the human rascality with respect to what we are discussing in this video, but to also possibly put it to a halt. I can tell you, we live in a world where people sponsors and pushes this narrative against Christianity or against religion. It is being orchestrated, sponsored, and pushed by people that today it is becoming seemingly a sin or an offense to talk about God in some places. But people would want you to accept them for who they are or to accept them for what they believe in, but they wouldn't want you to talk about what you believe in, or they also wouldn't want to accept you for what you believe in. That is where the gridlock is. That is where the loggerheads or where the controversy is. Personally, I have always lived by my cultural principles. Live and let live. God is a just God who allows rains to fall for both the righteous and for the sinners. If you don't want to believe in my God or believe in Christianity, allow me to believe in Christianity quietly, not sponsoring narratives and pushing wrong narratives against my faith in order to exterminate what I believe in, whereas I am doing practically nothing about yours. That is the situation we found ourselves in the world of today. If you check out the number of attacks Catholic Church all over the world, have received in recent time, just alone in Canada, more than 50 churches have been burnt down. This is sponsored, this is orchestrated, and I can tell you, people like Donald Trump are a gem, whom God himself from time to time will begin to raise for himself, so that narratives can actually be reversed back, that people may know what is true and what is not true. Personally, I am not against any choice of life anybody wants to live, but you would have to respect mine first of all if you want me to also respect yours. Just like Donald Trump has echoed, Christianity, prayer has been part and parcel of the foundational stone of the United States of America. Thus, him declaring USA a one nation under God. Therefore, Americans must rise to pray for America and for Americans. Well, at this point, I sincerely hope that Christians all over the world will begin to have a breath of fresh air. Those who have been hiding will begin to understand that there is no more time, there is no more need to begin to hide in professing your faith. Because I can tell you, United States of America is the strongest, the greatest country in the world. They have the military capacity, they have the technology, they have the financial capacity, they have the influence. Whatever that thrives in America has what we call multipliers effect on the rest of the world. And that is why whatever Donald Trump is doing today in reviving the faith of the believers in the gospel of Christ Jesus will have a tremendous effect on the rest of the world at large. In conclusion, I can only say, God's name be glorified, both now and forever. At this point, I will allow you guys to be the judge. Don't forget to let me know what you think in the comment section and share this video. Man, another person, Siam. God bless you.